Hey guys, thanks for tuning in to yet another episode on Jolly's Cosmetics, and today our focus is going to be on blush. So how do we properly apply blush? We'll find out. So when it comes to knowing exactly how to apply blush, a lot of us really miss the mark. Now, I figured this out when I was, a small child, and I used to see my mom or my grandmother do this, right, with the blush. That's actually not the way to do it. So the answer really depends on the shape of your face, number one, and what shade you're using. So if you're using, let's say, a pink color. Now, pink blushes are usually used to mimic the rosiness of the cheek. So then what you do is you'd have to look for the apple of the cheek, which is right here when you grin, just a little, right? You see it right there. You would just take a little of the product. Let me just take a little product. Now what you do is you'd use a flat end brush, but this is not one quite, and then you would have the product on the tip of the brush, and then you would just grin and just kind of apply it to the apple of the cheek, right? Now I kind of like to blend out a bit. And notice, I want you to note that I'm not going past my laugh lines, okay? So that's actually a no-no. And this is what you really want to achieve with using a pink blush, okay? So pinks are usually used to mimic rosiness, and women of color don't necessarily get rosiness unless you're going to the gym, or unless you're really sweating or really hot. But this is really the aim for pink blushes. Now there's coral colors, there are plums. Now coral, oranges, peachy colors are used for, the natural look. And for my complexion in particular, I prefer the natural look, okay? So I'm gonna kind of get rid of this and then come back and show you something else. So the most natural shades are either peachy, coral, or oranges, and specifically for my skin tone, I actually prefer to use what's most natural looking. So I'm going to use the Almine Angled Blush Brush along with the Sasha blush in burnt orange. Now I just want you to have a good look at the shade, okay? So this is what we're going to be using today. I also want you to note also that an angled blush brush is used specifically to chisel the cheeks, okay? And placements vary with different shades. So with the coral blush, I'm going to start from the back of my cheekbones and bring it forward. So I am going to use the angled blush brush and the blush, the burnt orange blush, and I'm just going to kind of gently press it for product, okay? And then shake the angled brush. So with the coral blush, we're now going to start applying from the back of the cheeks near the ears, and we're dragging the color forward, okay? Following the line of the cheekbone. So I want you to see that and how that looks. So again, and if you notice, the angled blush brush actually just fits right along, it just sits right on the cheekbones and the cheek. And so really that's how to apply blush. Now what you usually see is this, and I really need to show you this because I see it very often. So I'm going to take the pink blush. So this is actually the right way to apply your blush and not passing the laugh line, okay? So if you look at it, it looks quite natural. But most people tend to do this, and we really do forget, or perhaps we don't know. But forgetting where the cheekbones are and forgetting everything that I just taught you, And so usually this is what people do, but I use a lot of color just so that you can see the placement. So this is actually very wrong. Okay, so not only have you gone below your cheekbone, I've gone way high, and so this is what people usually do. So you see the difference. Okay, so I did this specifically so that you can actually see the difference. So this is actually the correct way to apply blush. Placing most of the product up here near the ear and kind of bringing it forward and not passing the laugh lines. Okay, now earlier on in the program I showed you exactly what pink blushes are usually used for, and that's to kind of just create that rosiness in the cheeks, but we don't usually do that. So that's it for today. So I hope you learned something very valuable today in terms of applying blush. So this is what not to do, and this is what you should do, or you should aspire to. Now, there are a lot of women who are endowed with beautiful high cheekbones and beautiful full cheeks, right? Which I am not endowed with, but for those people, all you need is just a little blush to go a long way. All right, so again, thanks for tuning in to Jolly's Cosmetics this week. I hope to hear from you. So read the consultations. I responded to a number of you on Facebook, and I want to thank you for your comments and your questions. We will address those consultations in a subsequent video. So see you again, and thank you for liking and subscribing to our YouTube channel. Keep tuning in. See you next week.